Welcome to this quick trick where we're about to expose magicians as being cheap. Why? Because when we need a new deck of cards, we buy a blank box that's filled with blank cards. You see, we can use our imagination to print the cards that we need. Now you can see I have some blank cards here. Normally we would use 52 blank cards. They're blank on this side and blank on this side. You see, as a magician, we can just imagine that maybe there's a picture on here that we can use. Let me demonstrate. I can concentrate on one card out of 52 and boom, there it is, the red 6 of hearts. Let's imagine we also have the opposing colour 6. We go through the cards and once again it's there. Now of course we can't print the backs. We do the faces first. And we imagine that we've got 52 cards and we go through imagining all of the 52 cards in a deck. And one by one they magically appear printed. But what about the backs? Well, for this, what we do is we imagine a colourful pattern. Watch. And there it is there. And that's how magicians print 52 playing cards just by their imagination alone. Now, of course, that's how you do the card. But what about the box? Well, that's also just our imagination. And that's magic. So here is the tutorial for the trick you've just seen. It does require a few fake cards. Let's go through everything that you need to perform this. You need just a regular box. There's nothing gimmicked about that at all. That is just a regular box. You also need a few cards. It is a packet effect and you need 2 regular cards. Now these can be any values at all. You also need 2 double blanked cards. You need 2 cards that have faces but blank backs. And finally, you need 2 cards that have regular backs but blank faces. So just to go through that again with you, that's 2 regular cards, 2 double blanks, 2 cards that have faces but blank backs, and 2 cards that have regular backs but blank faces. The details will be in the description below the video for the requirements. So this is how they're stacked before we start. You take one of the double blanks. You then take the 2 cards that have got blank backs and regular faces, and those go blank side up. You then take the 2 regular cards with the backs face up, then take the 2 regular back with blank faces, back faces up, and finally the other double blank like that. Now there is just one slight in this particular packet effect, which I'm sure all you magicians watching this know how to do. It's called the buckle count. So the buckle move is where you have a group of cards and you hold the cards in a standard grip and this thumb and finger pinch here, and if you pull this finger down you can see you can buckle this bottom card, which makes a gap here. Now I'm not going to go in depth of this. There's loads of videos on YouTube relating to how to do the buckle count, but that's the only move that's required, the buckle count. That's it. What happens is you remove the cards from the box. You count the 4 cards. 1, 2, you buckle on the 3rd and carry across all the cards as 3, and 4 is the last card. You put this back to the bottom, so you've just shown the 4 cards. Square them up, flip the whole packet over and repeat the moves to show they're blank on this side as well. So you go 1, 2, you then buckle, grab all the cards and then flick the last card. Now this time, instead of putting it back underneath, this goes on top. Square the cards. From now on, it's just the same move throughout. You do another count, buckle on the 3rd, and the first card will appear. You can show the back to say the backs aren't printed. Square them all up and repeat the same move again. And as you go through, the next one will appear. Put that on top. Repeat the move again. 1, 2, 3. Now when you display the last 2, don't show the backs. They've already seen that these are blank. They're just assuming that the remaining 2 cards will also have blank backs as well. We do the final one. 1, 2, we buckle on the 3rd. The 4th card is shown, but unlike the previous ones that we put on top, this goes back to the bottom. You've now made 4 faces appear. You square the cards up and you're just going to flip these over. Now you might be able to do some sort of special flick or some sort of move, but if you watch the routine, I just done something very simple. I just rested them on the hand, and as I brought this palm over, I'm just going to flip the pack over. So it's just flipping over and then rub the hand. A lot of people think you've got something in this hand. Just spread the fingers as the kicker. You then do a final count and buckle. 1, 2, 3rd one is buckled, and then the 4th, and you can just slip that in there. Square the pack, turn it over, and there it is there. Now the box, you don't have to do this part of the routine that I did, where you start off with a blank box and it suddenly gets printed as well. That's optional. But what I did, if you do want to do this, is to get an old card box, cut it open, reverse it, and cut most of it off. All you want is a shell like this with just one side, one base and the front, and that will drop over the top like this. When you introduce the cards, you can see that you can flash all of this. This is towards you, so nobody sees that, so you can flash all of this. They're not interested in those. When you pull the blank cards out, they're concentrating on those. I then leave this near to me like this, because this next move is quite sneaky. But if you have a look on the underside of my arm here, I have double-sided tape, and I've used this for quite a lot of tricks where you have a playing card on the table, and as you lean over it sticks and you pull it back, and because of double-sided tape is quite tacky, it holds quite firm. If you do want to do this routine, you might have an alternative. What you would do is put this on with your arm. As I lean over with the cards, what I'm actually doing is resting my arm, putting the cards down, and when I pick up, let me turn that over, you can see that it's stuck on there. Let me just show you that again. So as I lean over, putting the cards down, pick up, let me turn over, you can see that it's stuck here, and as I just pull my arm back, when they see this, it's great, and I can move my arm around quite a bit. Nobody's looking at my arm, it's down by my side. I can pull this off afterwards. But it's a great little routine. I normally use this to stick cards as you lean over and pick up a card and it sticks to your arm. But I found this works quite well using the shell for the box. Practice and enjoy.